Hey guys, before we get started with today's mini episode, I just want to let you all know something. The team at GameItAll.com, one of our great sponsors, Game It All, they're going to be participating in an Extra Life game day on November 3rd, starting at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. The guys and girls from the team will be playing a variety of games for 24 hours, and they invite you to join the fun to help raise money for the IWK Children's Hospital in Halifax, Nova Scotia. The guys also promise plenty of shenanigans as they raise money, including slaps and hot sauce shots to milestone challenges. So basically what that means is they're going to be playing some games for 24 hours. You join in, and then when you make a donation, they have different tiers. Like if you make a donation and they get to a certain level, there's going to be slapping involved. They're going to be doing shots of hot sauce if they get to a certain level, and milestone challenges. So you'll have to tune in to see what that is. So you can watch all this carnage unfold on YouTube and Twitch. So at YouTube, it's youtube.com/GameItAll, or you can just search Game It All on the YouTube page. That's GameItall. And at Twitch, you can find them on twitch.tv/Grim. That's GRIMM_GIA. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification button to know when they are live, and you can help donate at GameItAll.com/extralife. And if you want any more information on Extra Life, the Children's Miracle Network, or the IWK Children's Hospital, just visit extra-life.org. Again, that is November 3rd at 11 a.m. Eastern for 24 hours. All right, and now, on to the show. What were they thinking? What were they thinking? What were they thinking?
What were they thinking? What were they thinking?
Thinking, motherfucking thinking. Thinking, motherfucking thinking.
We're just gonna rip off everybody's theme songs now, eh?
Hell yeah.
Alright, well, it beats being original.
Exactly. Come at us, Brent.
What? What are you gonna do? What?
What? Age Radio, bring your lawsuit. Oh, this is a What Were They Thinking mini episode. Tiny. A little nugget of an episode.
Whoa. That's...
What?
Calm down with that. Nugget? Yeah. I'm just saying you're getting into a scatological area there.
You afraid of turd?
That's what I'm getting at. Poop.
Oh, okay. Boom, nailed it. I'm Brendan.
I'm Nathan.
I almost forgot my name.
It's not even the 17th yet.
I know, right? I have to, tattoo it all over my body, like in Memento.
But just your name over and over and over again.
Just my name. Oh, and what are you talking about? It is past the 17th, Nathan.
Oh, when this comes out, yes. But, kayfabe being dead and all.
Yeah.
It's not the 17th yet, unfortunately.
But if you're listening to this, guess what, bitches? Weed is legal in Canada.
That's right. Because I got high.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
You're the worst character ever, Towley.
So am I to understand there's been some sort of a Towley ban? Oh boy. This time we're talking about Halloween.
Indeed, as we are for most of this month.
Yes, because it's a spooky month.
Mm-hmm.
Schlocktober, as it were.
Yes.
Yeah. We're talking about, I put a little word out there for people to talk about last-minute Rush costumes. Not costumes where you're, as the band
dressed
Rush.
As Rush?
Yeah, no.
This awesome year when I went as Geddy Lee, it was the best.
Yeah, it's weird. All of the comments are about that.
My Neil Peart costume was on point.
Never been said. But these are all, last minute rushed costumes. The worst, some people ask for the worst candy you've ever gotten, and go to Halloween movies. Mm-hmm. So Nathan, maybe I'll ask you first. Have you ever had a costume that you rushed last minute to put together?
Actually, yes. One year I had not put together any forethought as to what I was going to be for Halloween, and there was a Halloween party coming up, and I was like, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do. And then I realized I had a pair of brown pants, and I had a brown shirt. No, I did not go as a Nazi, so don't go there.
I thought you were gonna say a piece of poop.
No, I went and I got some tin foil out of the kitchen cupboard and cut a little H, stuck it on my forehead, and I went as Rimmer from Red Dwarf.
Wow.
Yep.
All right, there you go. I've only seen snippets of Red Dwarfs, but
You need to see every bit of Red Dwarf. It is amazing. Love that show.
I know you're not alone because I know a lot of people that really like it. My last minute rushed costume was I found a white dress shirt. I had sweatpants, and I had a sock. So I went as Mick Foley one year.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say I went as Comfy Man.
No. Well, yes, Mick Foley. But yeah, I just drew Mr. Sacco and had the white shirt and the sweatpants, and I think it worked out pretty well.
There was a time when I could have gone as Mick Foley and put no effort at all. I wouldn't even had to get changed because I don't know what I let my the goatee Van Dyke, whatever you want to call it, that I got going on my face go way too long, and so it was it grew out without even me really realizing it, and I had long hair, and someone actually stopped me in the street and said, you look like Mick Foley, and I was like, oh fuck, I better get to some grooming then.
Oh, and then of course also I had to rip off part of my ear.
Well, I mean, dedication, right? The good thing is, the next year you could go as Van Gogh.
There you go. See, it's a costume you can reuse.
Right.
What about awful candy?
I would have to say, okay, if we're talking about treats or things that you get in your Halloween bag, the worst things I ever got were the Jack T. Chick religious comics. They weren't even candy. They were just shitty comics from fucking neighbors who wanted you to stop believing it and having fun on Halloween and, go to church because you're going to be eternally damned if you didn't. But the worst edible treat that I ever got in my Halloween candy bags as a kid, hands down, the fucking molasses caramel kisses things.
That sounds disgusting.
Well, those orange ones, they're like orange candies. They're nondescript. They're not even a brand. Usually they would be wrapped in they'd have a witch or a moon or something on it in a silhouette. And then the wrapper itself would be orange. And when you unwrap it, it was, they're the worst. They don't even taste like caramel. They're like someone took and melted a bunch of caramel and then poured a bunch of molasses into it, and then hardened it up again, wrapped it up, and decided to give it out to children for Halloween.
Well, for me, the shittiest thing I ever got, I don't remember what was on, the brochure, but it had, a little shitty lollipop attached, but I think for some reason in mine, they forgot to attach the lollipop, so it was just, like a election card or something, some person that's running. Yeah, so all I had in my bag was just vote for whoever.
That's terrible.
For candy, okay, this might be a hot take, but this is one candy I really don't care for. Tootsie Rolls.
Huh.
Don't like them. Not particularly tasty, I find, and I don't like a candy that takes me 25 minutes to eat.
Oh, see, you're not supposed to chomp down on it, man.
No, oh no, I know that. That's what I mean. I don't like putting a canned candy in my mouth for 25 minutes just to make it fucking able to go down my gullet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I'm not chomping down on Tootsie Rolls. Don't worry about that. Although that sounds like something else now.
Don't make it dirty.
I have to. And then I guess the last one is your go-to movie at Halloween or movies.
Well, I have to say my go-to movies would have to be Pet Cemetery because I think I watch it just about every Halloween.
By the way, I just want to throw something really quick in there about Pet Cemetery. Mm-hmm. Having rewatched that a while ago, that is a lot more depressing than I remembered.
Oh, dude, that movie, I love that movie. It's really, really hard to watch as a dad.
Yeah.
Like I remember watching it last year, and even the year before, and having this whole other appreciation, I guess, for lack of a better term, for that movie because of how like just fucking heartrending it is when Gage gets killed by the truck.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, for a movie that came out 20 years ago.
Probably like 30.
Almost 30, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Pet Cemetery, what was the other one?
And the other one is Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really like Halloween. Like, just, I know that's like pretty...
Oh, like the Michael Myers... Yeah, no, that's a solid pick, man.
Oh,
that's
really it's a great movie. I'm just saying maybe that's like an obvious answer, but...
fuck that. Sometimes cliches are a good thing.
I like watching the Friday the 13th sequels, usually. Not even just the first one, but like the sequels.
I've never been... Like, I get it. Like, a lot of folks like Jason and whatnot. I've never been a big Friday the 13th guy.
Oh, let me clarify. I think they're bad movies. Like, all of them except for maybe the first one.
Yeah.
But, and part 6. But, I don't know. There's just something about them that I just like, if I just want to lay there and stare at the TV and not really pay attention and like do other things at the same time, I'll just throw that on.
Okay.
But we asked other people to come up with some things too. I mean, not everybody now. Not all of these are cover everything, but people said a few things here and there. So go with the first one here. Oh, it's last week's guest.
Yeah.
At E. Oh my God, I'm falling apart.
Everything I learned from movies.
Thanks. At EILF Movies. I'm assuming this is Steve.
Yeah, because Izzy's the untidy Venus and whatnot there.
Yeah, the goddess who's bad at house cleaning.
I'm so glad when this fucking play is over.
Dave Moss is coming back. I'm just going to fuck with you. I'm going to do an episode where we have a guest, and I'm just going to make you bring Dave Moss in as the guest. So you're also going to be there.
And this fucking guy, he's like, I don't know, man.
Nathan, what do you think about that?
I have nothing to say about that one way or the other.
Dave?
Fuck that fucking guy. I'm just saying, this piece, don't ever try to sell an Indian, Brendan. I'm just saying.
Oh, Nathan, that sounds bad. What do you think about that?
I think he's a terrible person, and using that sort of thing.
Dave, you gonna take that?
Oh, what are you, fucking friend of the working man here? Oh, big deal. Who the fuck are you, Slick?
Yep, we're doing that for 90 minutes. Oh my God. Yeah, so anyway, Steve at EILF Movie says, I remember as a kid we had a family party to go to and no costume. So we got a clear garbage bag and some balloons and wrote jelly beans on the front in marker. I may do that in New Orleans this year too. So use jelly beans.
Go to Mardi Gras? Like,
I guess so.
Okay. He's like gonna show people his balloons?
I mean, New Orleans, that's like right next to California, right?
Yes, I have nothing to as far as American geography goes.
Louisiana, known fact, the neighboring state of California.
Well, Amanda's Pick Show, I believe that's from Amanda's Picture Show, A Go-Go, has, I know it is maligned, but I love candy corn. and get a few bags for myself every year. You're not alone, Amanda.
I also like candy corn.
Right?
Yep.
I can't abide by these communists who think that candy corn's not a good candy.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
Maybe it's just the name of it grosses them out.
But they think they're getting, like, a vegetable?
Yeah, they're not.
I don't know.
Oh, guys, I have some breaking news for you guys out there that think that. It's not real corn.
Gasp.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, even when I taste it, I'm like, it doesn't even really taste like an acquired thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's some things I have where I'm like, oh, I can see why people wouldn't like this.
Maybe it's a texture thing, because I find the taste is fine.
Oh, maybe, because there are some things I don't like because of the texture, so that would make sense.
It does have, like, kind of a waxy feel to it.
Yeah. Well, I eat wax, too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Candles are delicious.
Specifically the Yankee candles, right?
Yes.
Anyhow.
Next one is from Jerica, who, by the way, is a patron. Oh, we should give her a shout out. So
well, we just yeah.
Yeah, no, because she is our. By the way, she will be coming back next month for an episode. I'll just say.
Sweet.
Since she is our extreme sports expert, I think we should give her an extreme sports shout out.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jericho with the Patreon bringing in the sport.
That is so extreme sports punk number 3. Extreme patron!
But she notes.
Yeah, she knows.
No, she notes. She says, I'm leading you
to
the comment that she has delivered to us.
Can
here.
You tell? Can you listeners tell that we're a little tired? But Jerica, patron of the arts, says, Hocus Pocus is an absolute Halloween must. Should be required viewing every year.
Well, I don't watch it every year. I do understand the affection for this movie.
Mm-hmm. This is one of those movies where, like, I think it's fine, but I'm not, like, a diehard.
No, but it's not one of those movies where you're like, geez, what the hell? Why? Why would you pick that?
Yeah, what were they thinking?
Right?
Yeah. It's also weird. Like, it's a movie where, at the time, was not received well at all, but gained sort of a cult following later.
Yeah. But I don't understand why Bette Midler's fantastic.
In the movie?
In general.
Oh. Yeah, she's alright.
Oh! Oh!
Wait, what am I supposed to love her in?
Everything. She is brassy and delightful.
Yeah, she's decent.
You clearly didn't grow up in the 80s.
No, I didn't. Well, I mean, I was 4 by the time it was 1990, so...
Yeah. I saw her in a lot of stuff, so I have an appreciation for Bette Midler.
That Bette Midler Shelley Long movie, coming soon!
Outrageous Fortune?
Yeah, probably.
That's the name of it.
Okay. What's next?
So up next is Death by Film Pod. I'm guessing that's the Death by Film podcast.
Correct.
Ernest Scared Stupid does not get enough love. I know it's Ernest, but it's a great Halloween flick. Okay, first of all, good pick. Second, I know it's Ernest. You're saying that like it's a bad thing.
I think he's saying, like, because people just deride the Ernest movies.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't understand why. That's ridiculous. Because Jim Varney was a treasure.
Jim Varney is a treasure. I don't always like every Ernest movie, though.
No, but I feel the ones that got a theatrical release definitely deserve a special place in my heart.
I will say that Ernest Scared Stupid is the first Ernest movie I ever watched.
Oh, okay. Ernest Goes to Camp for me. But, I mean, again, I grew up in the 80s, so...
It gave me nightmares as a child.
Ernest Scared Stupid?
Sure did. Those little troll things. Fuck that noise.
That's okay.
Remember when kids' movies were, like, terrifying?
I loved that. I miss that. I go out of my way to make my kids watch movies that I watched as a kid. Hey kids, we're watching The Dark Crystal. I don't like the Skeksis. Sit down, you're fine.
Oh my god. If anyone wants to use this audio as evidence now, Nathan.
Oh, come on. I like 2 episodes ago I was like, "Oh, by the way, I took my kids to see The Nun because I'm terrible." So,
we all had a family viewing of Salo, the 120 Days of Sodom.
now, don't say anything like that. Don't be putting them words in my mouth. However, my daughter does have just a room filled with Chucky and Annabelle, and she loves horror movies, and it's great. It's great that I have someone to watch these things with now.
Well, I was going to say too about the horror movies, about kids movies that used to be like kind of creepy and spooky, even like the Goonies and stuff, right? But
they that's the thing, right? I mean, you see that sort of stuff. Those are the sort of things kids do need to be slightly exposed to. I'm not saying sit down and watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with your kids, but there's nothing wrong with The Dark Crystal. There's nothing wrong with Goonies. There's nothing wrong with Gremlins. I mean, they're a little scary.
Maybe if you're watching Gremlins, skip over the Phoebe Cates monologue.
No. Everything. Just provide context to them. Like, hey, yeah, gremlins are scary, but they're not real.
Yeah, I don't know. That monologue in the first one is quite terrifying, even for adults.
Oh, about her dead father?
Yeah.
My kids have seen it twice.
What was I going to say? No, but what I was going to say was there is a movie out right now that kind of is kind of doing what you were saying those old movies do, and it's called House of the Clock on Its Walls. And apparently, it's a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's not for young children. It's a little bit, a little frightening, a little tense." And I'm like, "Oh, good."
Yes. Okay. Sure, it's not for 4-year-olds, but for a 7-year-old. They're probably gonna be fine.
Oh no, I'm saying it's good though. Like I'm glad there's like they put out a quote unquote kids movie, family movie, whatever you want to call it, that's got a little bit of an edge to it.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Never-Ending Story.
Oh, terrifying. Nightmare fuel.
Yes. But also a beloved, cherished childhood memory.
Also, me crying for 10 minutes when the horse drowns.
Right?
I was
But
so
that's
upset.
it. That's the thing. The movie, these movies, they're supposed to be like. Yeah, there's fantastical, like there's a luck dragon and there's that, but there's also the whole, it's got to be a good story.
Howling 2, great kids movie.
You laugh, but when we did The Crazies, I watched that with Cheyenne.
I mean, even if The Crazies is like R-rated, it's not as like, it's relatively tame compared to a lot of horror movies.
And that's it. Like, and also, I remember when I sat down to watch it, I said, "Look, sweetheart, this movie, it's not like the other horror movies that we watch. There's no monster, there's no ghoul.
Yeah.
This is going to be people hurting people. And if it gets too much for you, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. Also, do remember, it's fiction. It's pretend. It's fake. It's a movie."
A documentary starring Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah. And Rahada Hada Ha Ha.
Oh, so good. And Daniel Pananana Baker.
There you go.
So this is our next one is from another patron of the arts. Erica says army pants plus rubber toy machine plus black tank top plus rainbow fingerless gloves plus red headband and pigtails equaled Rambo Brite 1 year. That's pretty.
Oh, God bless you, Erica. That is fantastic.
That's a delightful mashup. However, her next comment is that candy corn is terrible and anyone who hands it out is human garbage.
Communist!
And the last thing, she said her go-to movies on Halloween, Hellraiser 1 and 2.
Okay.
I just actually, by the way, doing the 31 days of Halloween thing this month, and I watched Hellraiser 2 for one of them. It was okay.
I watched the first one when I was younger, and I never got into them.
The first one is super creepy.
Yeah.
With the whole, like, kill people for this dead body so it can regenerate its skin.
But I think the thing with it was that when it came out, the design of Pinhead, when I saw him, I was like, okay, this is going to be like a Freddy Krueger.
Oh, okay.
Where he's going to be quipping and, and he wasn't like that. He was just like really ominous and serious, and I think that's why I didn't really get into them.
And honestly, he's not in a lot of the movies.
Yeah.
He's not even in the second one all that much.
So,
but he does say all this begging is a waste of good suffering. So yeah. That's or whatever he says. I might not have got that line right. But anyway, that's from America. And we got one more, Nathan?
Yes, we do. We actually have one from the Untidy Venus herself.
Izzy!
So, yeah, Izzy. So it's not Steve. So like anytime you see ELIF films, whatever.
ELF movies.
ELIF movies. You see, that's Steve. And anytime it's the Untidy Venus, it's old Izzy.
Mm-hmm. Not to be confused with Untidy Penis.
No, because that would be Mariah.
Oh, you're saying it's untidy?
It's so huge. I mean, you're looking after it. I mean, if there's going to be lapses in hygiene. I'm not saying as a judgment, but it's just something that happens.
Well, no, I think it's fine because she maintains it 3 to 4 times a day.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
what did Izzy say?
Izzy says, my sister didn't want a costume until the last minute. So we put my mom's sweats on her, stuffed them with pillows, and she went as a fat jogger.
Great costume.
That's fucking lazy. The worst candy wasn't candy. Someone handed coupons to kids for 10% off dental cleaning.
Hell of a candy.
That absolutely beats my Jack T. Chick religious comics.
Well, at least you had something to read.
Yeah, right? So that's definitely worse than the religious tracks that I got.
And holy shit, wow, 10%. Jeez, what a bargain.
I know, yeah. Not even saving the taxes on that one.
Oh yeah. So that was what we got from the peoples.
Yeah.
However, now it is time to announce what we have coming up next week. So, what was your clue again, Nathan?
Are you trying to hassle us, man? What's the hassle?
So here is the trailer for what's coming up next week.
In a flophouse, 3 stoners are looking for the ultimate high.
Large bong for sale. Recently deceased owner claims it was possessed. Because if there's one thing this pad is lacking,
it's a killer fucking bong, man.
What they found is something sinister.
It's the item you've been waiting for. Does my bong look different?
It's the bong, man. It's evil. One hit, and she gives you your dreams.
do you know where we are?
But in this world, you get high, you die.
I come to take you out, bitch.
Only one thing is for certain. She'll give you the munchies. This summer, let's get baked. Evil bong. Dude, it's one scary trip.
Monkey.
That's right. The opus known as Evil bong.
It's a bong that is not nice.
Right. And we're doing this not only in honor of, Halloween, but also because of the fact that Canada is awesome.
We're calling this episode Legalize It. Because, guess what? It's legalized.
That's right. It was either this or Halloween. I mean... Which is also... I might still just watch that for the hell of it.
We are kind of bypassing our rule about, trying to stick to theatrical releases for movies.
Do you know how hard it is to find a pot movie that's horror-related that was released in theaters? Next to impossible.
Well, I mean, we can even lift up the curtain a bit. Originally, we were going to go with American Ultra.
We were.
But
then
it's not really
Halloween, though, right?
It's not really horror.
No.
It's kind of, but not really.
It's horror bull, but...
I actually don't mind it.
It's fine, but I mean, like...
It's show-worthy. Let's just say that and leave it at that because, it may come up on a later episode.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It definitely will, because, we'll save it. Save it.
Save it?
Save it.
But, yeah, next week, Evil Bong to celebrate the legalization of marijuana.
In Canada, Canada rules, U.S. rules. Nah.
All right, we have American listeners.
Yeah, okay, we do. That's fair. Start planning your trips to Canada now.
Hook you up. We'll hook you up.
We don't even need to. You can just go to a store and buy it, because it's great. That's how Canada works.
And, it may be an interesting episode. Let's just say that.
To say the least.
So we'll see you next week. But, let's plug our shit. So, your good friend Montrose Monkington, where can we find him?
Well, you can find him on Facebook, Montrose Monkington III Esquire and Friends. You can also find him on YouTube, Montrose Monkington TV. And then finally, of course, if you want to follow the little fella and send him a comment or two, at Montrose III, that's the number 3 RD, on Twitter.
Okay. And as for our podcast, which this is the one you are listening to right now,
there's still tons of stuff that you can follow if you've just may happen to have stumbled upon it upon your local podcatcher.
I thought you were going to say your local, podcast store or something. You can find us on Twitter at WWTT Podcast. Same thing on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. Just search for What Were They Thinking. I assure you we are there. We have a Redbubble page. Just redbubble.com/people/WWTT podcast, where you can find a whole bunch of merch. You can also find us on Patreon. Just search for What Were They Thinking, and we got all kinds of reward tiers. You could pick the movie for us. You can get bonus episodes, early access, guest host, even all that stuff. And guest host. So it'll be just you, and Nathan and I will take the week off. Just a solo episode with a random supporter.
It's just some random person saying stuff.
Yep. I didn't watch the movie. But that's And of course, you can listen to us on any podcatcher, pretty much any podcatcher if you're choosing. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, all that stuff. Podbean, obviously. And Apple Podcasts, error of the week be damned, we are on there.
What does now?
They just decided to all our episodes just magically disappeared out of thin air for a day.
Did they really?
Yeah, they came back.
You should talk to Donnie iTunes about that.
I didn't get a hold of Donnie iTunes, but I did get a hold of Jack Apple Podcast.
Okay.
So we straightened things out.
It sounds like an insult.
Jack Apple.
Jack Apple. I'm talking to this Jack Apple over here with this.
That's the TV edit of Jackass. Welcome to Jack Apple. It makes it funnier to use the alternate word for donkey now.
I actually just got into the discussion last night with somebody about about TV edits and the monkey fighting snakes on the Monday to Friday plane.
Yes. Yeah, guys, watch Snakes on a Plane
for television.
Yeah, watch the TV version. Like that is a channel where you can't swear. It's pretty great. But that's going to do it for us. I guess I just have a question for you.
What might that be, my good friend?
Well, actually, you know what, Nathan? It's not going to be a question. I'm going to switch it up a little bit.
Okie doke.
Since, we are recording on a Canadian holiday weekend. Mm-hmm. It's not just Canada, not America. And since we're also in the midst of horror month, I just have to say, gobble gobble, motherfucker!
Hi, I'm Noelle Heil, the host and creator of Heil on Life, the podcast where I talk one-on-one with people who inspire me. My guests come from all walks of life, different jobs and careers, and they all have different motivations that have helped them throughout their lives. I find their stories fascinating and hope that you will too. To learn more, find me on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, YouTube, Tumblr, and Libsyn. And remember, we may have similar stories, but our journeys are all our own.
Hey, this is Liz.
And this is Heather.
And we are Nerdy Bitches Podcast.
A show where two geeky ladies podcast their way through pop culture.
From movies and TV to our regular book club and everything in between, we bring you our favorite fandoms with a feminine eye.
We're talking Star Wars, Star Trek, Harry Potter, DC, Marvel, comic books, and anime.
And don't forget sci-fi, fantasy, action movies, video games, D&D, board games, and so much more.
Be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean, or wherever you find awesome podcasts.
You can also find us hanging out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and at nerdybitches.com.
Talk to you soon.